So we had done a video several weeks ago about putting the turkeys in the woods, and they were in the woods for a while, a couple months probably, and we had no issues and it was working out great. They had all kinds of things to forage and bugs and weeds and all kinds of stuff. And then we started losing some. So we had put our Cornish cross in there with them and they were doing fine for a while, and then they slowly started getting picked off. We were trying to figure out what the problem was and, you know, whatever. So all of our Cornish cross are gone. We lost 30 Cornish cross to this predator. And then we started losing turkeys. I wasn't like, I mean, obviously I was upset about the Cornish cross, but I wasn't as upset as losing the turkeys. So the turkeys are up here now. They're just in a 150-foot stretch of Premier One fencing that I've been rotating. And we just put a small cage in there. My husband was gone for a few days doing a festival with the hot air balloon team, and so we just brought this small cage up here, and it's really too small for them. So today we're going to be bringing up this other cage that we have just to try to get them a little bit more space. So I talked about the Premier One fencing before. The thing I love about it the most is that it's portable. We can always move it around. So we are going to put these turkeys in the smaller cage just to get everybody secured. We're gonna drop the fence, put the new cage in, get it set up. Our roosting bar that we loved, unfortunately it's just not gonna work right now until we figure out what this predator is. We do have some Wise cameras up, and of course we haven't seen anything, so we put the cameras up, slash they're enclosed now, so I guess the predator might know that there's nothing to eat. Whatever, the goal is just that we keep these turkeys safe until it's time to go to butcher. So we have this big cage. It's like a 2-piece cage that we had gotten when we picked up like a cheap chicken coop. So we're gonna secure that, and that's gonna be their safe home in their spot up here. So I'll show you like kind of what the area looks like. The turkeys were down here and it was working so well. They loved it. It was shaded. They had all kinds of stuff to eat, but we just, you know, like I said, we just can't run the risk of these predators. So we moved them up the hill, and this is where their new space is. It's still super convenient. The spigot is over here, so the hose is easy to fill the water and all that. Zad set up a motion light, so another just kind of predator deterrent. So the nice thing about it being up here is it is a little bit easier for me to rotate their pasture, so to speak. So I've rotated it twice now. Once we get this new cage in place, I think my goal is going to be to try to rotate them once a week. So I'll kind of just section this into like 4 quadrants, and kind of just each week they'll just rotate around. We'll see how that goes. They're not killing this off too quickly, and they've been in here for a little over a week. So I think a week of rotation will be fine. Again, we're just kind of experimenting because we don't have a ton of flat land. I mean, what you see here is what we have in our side yard for flat land, and we can't really put much over here because that's where the septic is, slash we just need some way to get around the house. So we try not to block this off. We try to keep this path up through here, like where the tractor's sitting. We try to keep all that clear. So okay, so we have this structure in here now. It's, you know, not the prettiest thing ever, but they have shelter from rain with the metal roof, and I can put their food container in there so it stays dry. And you know, I just left their waters where they were because those are fine. It's close to the hose. The motion light, we might be moving the camera, but we're gonna leave the motion light where it is. So anyway, this should work. I think this will keep them safe. And we should be able to harvest now 14 turkeys in October or so. As I mentioned before, we started with 18. We lost 2 as babies. We lost 2 to the predator. We did have our Cornish crosses in with these guys, but we lost all 30 of those. So next year, I think my plan, I don't know if I want to raise Cornish cross again. Personally, I think they're ugly and gross. We might go with some other more heritage breed. If we did Cornish cross again, I think I'd get my Cornish cross babies and my broad-breasted white turkey babies at the same time and do some sort of bigger structure that they could all be safe in overnight. I guess we're just too wooded that I'm gonna have to deal with the predator issue. We haven't had any issues with our layer hens for years, so I just assumed we were gonna be fine, and then the turkeys were okay in the woods for a while and we were fine. So we'll make a game plan for next year. I'd also love to put this on wheels so that we could move it a little bit more easily around and do a little bit more rotational grazing for them. But for this year, this will work. I can do a little bit of rotation with this. I'm hoping to maybe put some kind of cover crop in here in the fall. I haven't investigated that too much, but this does get pretty decent sun. So I'd love to put maybe some buckwheat or some oats or something over here that I can just get a nice lush grass growing. And then some chickens can come through and eat it or whatever. So always a work in progress, as you know, if you have a homestead of any size. So anyway, I hope this is a little bit of encouragement to you that if you are dealing with predators, you're not the only one. And that if you're trying to raise meat, turkeys or chickens or quail or whatever, in a smaller space, that it's doable and you don't necessarily have to have like miles of pasture or anything to get that done. So if you have any questions about what we did here, let me know and we'll see you next video.